Lions TV signed, sealed and delivered. The news has just come out of SE16 earlier this evening at 5 p.m. that Joe Edwards, as we expected, has been confirmed as Gary Rowett's successor and will be the new head coach of Millwall Football Club. Look, I've put a couple of videos out about this already, and I will link them in at the end. It explains who Joe Edwards is and what his background is in football. And then, of course, the one yesterday that said he's expected to be named our new boss. So I'm not going to go into great detail and cover things that I've already said. However, I am going to say that I said from day one, don't bring in a manager that's deadwood, set in their ways, an old school head that just bounces around all these divisions and all these different clubs. I wanted someone unknown to this division, maybe not even management, but it's definitely Joe Edwards' first job in professional football in the Championship at least. However, he has been coaching the England under-20 setup, but this is definitely a different kettle of fish. I'm absolutely over the moon with this appointment. It is exciting, it is forward-thinking, it is revolutionary, and it is also extremely risky. But listen, it is what it is, and I will absolutely take it if he fails, but I don't think he is going to. As I said, this seems to be the new way in football now, bringing these people in who have maybe not played loads of games in professional football, but definitely know their stuff. And Joe Edwards, only at 37 years old, despite that, is definitely no mug and no rookie to the professional game. As you can see rolling at the bottom of the screen, Andy Myers, the ex-Chelsea and Bradford fullback, is going to be his assistant, and Adam Barrett will also stay on at the club as first team coach. You can't get rid of this fucker. Andy Marshall also stays. Don't mind Marshy. Did a Lions Lounge with him a while back. That's in our video link if you haven't checked it out already. Don't be shy to do so. But look, I think it's a fantastic step. I think it's an ambitious step. And I think James Berylson is showing his intent, desire and will to succeed his late great father, John Berylson. I said this before, this can happen in sport in general. Look at Eddie Hearn, succeeding his father. They don't just want to take over and continue something business-wise. Of course, it's personal to James Berylson and their family as well. But he wants to take that mantle, take that legacy, and he wants to push it to a new level and make it something bigger and better than it ever was. And it's a brilliant appointment. Nathan Jones didn't get the job in the end. I wouldn't have minded him. I didn't want Michael Beale. But for me, this is a very ambitious and very un-Millwall-like appointment, but I'm absolutely all over it. And the club spoke to the new gaffer, Joe Edwards, on Millwall TV behind a paywall. And some of you like to slag me off. But listen, let's have a look here. I'm going to read some statements that's been on their official Twitter page because I'm very, very excited about this. He did, ironically, do his pro licenses with Gary Rowett at the same time, but he said, as much as I respect Gary and what he's done and the position he got the club in with the players they got, I'm definitely not the type of manager that he is. There is no specific or correct way to play, but I don't play that way. Let's take a look. First of all, I do want to acknowledge what went before. I did my pro licence with Gary Rowett, so I know Gary. I remember talking years ago with Gary about his preferred style of play. He's probably quite different to mine, but I full well know that there isn't a right or wrong way of playing football. No one way is better than the other. You can be successful in many different ways of playing. I've seen that with the different managers I've worked with. For Gary and the guys that have been around it in recent years to achieve what they've achieved, 4 consecutive top half finishes in the Championship in a league that is one of the most competitive and difficult in the world, that's not easy to do. I've got full respect for all the work that has gone before me. It's a long time for one group to work together and then change has happened. Change can sometimes feel like a new lease of life and a breath of fresh air. What I'd like to see is us being proactive with the ball. When fans come to the Den, although I know there is an absolute base requirement that we have to tackle, fight and be difficult to beat, I think we want to be a little bit more as well. We want to take the game to teams, be on the front foot and creating numerous chances. That is the vision. When you have a group of players that has worked together consistently for as long as this group have, I don't think quick change and immediate change will be particularly smooth or easy. There will definitely be bumps in the road. I won't be looking to revamp the team completely overnight. There are some players in this group that are very used to what they are doing, and I completely respect that. Okay, so plenty to cover there. First and foremost, I got a little bit excited, got hard nipples when I started to read that he wants to be proactive, he wants to play on the front foot, and he wants to take the game to teams at the Den. I'm absolutely all over that. Reading between the lines there, he's been respectful of Rowett, and what Rowett achieved with the players that he had is a big debate. we have as a fan base. Was it the manager? Was it the players? I think that Joe Edwards is leaning, and he's got to be respectful towards Rowett. I think he's leaning more towards there, that Rowett did what he could with the players that he had. And I've said this before, he's confirmed he wants to be proactive and play football on the front foot. However, he doesn't want to overplay. So to me, although he's a completely different age to Nathan Jones, a completely different stage of his career and a character, it seems they're sort of on the same page, whereas they want to play a little bit but not too much. They want to play on the front foot and they want to get bums on seats and then bums back off seats when exciting things are happening going forward. But what I can see there is, and what I've said, we need to be patient as a fan base because it's going to take time. January transfer window doesn't open, of course, until January. But look, he has got a philosophy and a way he wants to play. And I urge the board, and I know they will, to be very, very patient, as well as our fan base, because this, as he's just pretty much said there, is not going to happen overnight. And we've got players that have been playing for this club that have been very successful, by the way, in getting us to where we are 5 years back in the Championship and counting after promotion from Neil Harris. They're set in their ways, and sometimes might sound harsh to say, but you can't teach old dogs new tricks, and we need young and fresh blood. And I think that we're definitely going to get that. I think he's worked with Romain Esse before, so you're going to see more of Esse. And I think he's got the contacts now within the Premier League and within the England setup. He would have worked with players from various clubs to go back to these people now, maybe with the clubs they're at, and maybe try and get a few loans in, etc. So it's a breath of fresh air. It's very, very exciting. And I absolutely can't wait for the new gaffer to get to work, which will be at Calmont Road tomorrow. And he will lead the troops to Hillsborough on Saturday. And now I am seriously considering going, although I'm going on holiday about 24 hours after that, to Mexico. I could have to make the trip out and back in one day to Hillsborough now. Welcome to Millwall Football Club. Joe Edwards, the new head coach, succeeds Gary Rowett and James Berylson in his early ruthlessness, looks to the future and maybe change the face of his football club and the way that we like to play football. I'm fucking excited. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.